we're going to be grooming our Flemish Giant today. I like to put them on top of a higher tabletop because that means they won't run away. My rabbit hates being groomed and pretty much hates any type of like nail cutting or anything like that, but sometimes you just have to get the job done. So if you put them on a higher surface, be sure to put a like blanket or a towel of some sort so they have something to grip onto so that they don't hurt themselves. And so while they're up here, you kind of just want to give them a little bit of time to readjust to their new environment. Just a disclaimer, I am not a vet. I'm not an expert of any sort. I just have a rabbit and this is just what works for me, and hopefully it'll work for you too. But yeah, my rabbit doesn't like being groomed, and I know a lot of rabbits don't. There's a lot of things out there on the internet that tell you what you can and can't do. This just works for me. Definitely ask your vet what is right for your rabbit and your rabbit's health because they're all different. My favorite grooming tool is this one right here. This really gets all the fur out. I've gone through a lot of them. I've gone through the ones with the gloves and stuff like that, and I'm not a fan of those in particular because it doesn't really get it all out. But this one really does the job because of the silicone or the rubber right here that kind of pulls on to the hair and lifts it out. Just always remember to be careful when you're grooming your rabbit because of the way the bristles are made. You don't want to press too hard because the rabbit's skin is really delicate and you don't want to scratch or irritate their skin. But they do have thicker fur, so definitely get the longer ones. So I kind of just go like this. And you can see she's already kind of shedding. And just go along the grain of the fur. And then just brush it. You can also incentivize your rabbit with treats while they're being groomed so that they kind of have positive reinforcement. One tip I have is sometimes you just want to manhandle your rabbit because if you're scared all the time, if you're scared of hurting them, which I completely understand, I was like that in the beginning, you just have to do it or you're never going to get the job done and you're never going to be able to give them the care and the groom that they need. So just with a few brushes, look how much hair already came out. And if you pull it off, you can kind of see their fur from the roots and out. Next thing we're going to cover is nail care. I always like to have quick stop septic powder, first aid for cats or pets in general. This keeps the bleeding from stopping if you ever accidentally cut too close to their quick. And this kind of just reassures you, especially if it's one of your first time grooming your rabbit or cutting their nails, which can be a little bit intimidating. This is just what works for me. It helps me relieve some of the anxiety I have every time I'm grooming them. I haven't had to use this yet, so I feel pretty lucky about that. The next tool I have is just a pair of cat clippers. These work perfectly for my rabbit, but it really depends on what rabbit you have. She does have darker nails, so it's a little bit harder to see. I always keep my phone in my pocket, and I always keep the flashlight on so that I can see under her nail. This next tip I'm going to give you on how to cut your rabbit's nail is going to be really controversial. There's a lot of information out there about trancing your rabbit and whether or not trancing is good. So from my understanding, vets have been using this technique to check for the health of their rabbit. I do not recommend trancing or flipping your rabbit on their back for any like recreational purposes other than to groom them and to check on their health because they get a lot of anxiety from it. So definitely just make sure that you check with your vet and you know how to properly do it before you do it. This is the only way I'm able to cut my rabbit's nails. In the beginning, I used to kind of just calm her and give her treats, and I would pick up her paw like this and cut her nail. But she usually hated that and would run away. You can try to do that same technique on a tabletop to see if they run away or not. But this technique might or might not work for you. Another tip before we really get into it is I always wear a thick hoodie and a pair of long pants so that if they ever nip you, it doesn't hurt as bad as if they were to just nip you if you're wearing like shorts or a t-shirt. Is when you're cutting your rabbit's nails, make sure that the angle in which you cut it is how I will pop up a photo screen on here because it keeps the nail from chipping and from hurting your rabbit when you cut it. Another tip is that if you're cutting your rabbit's nails and you cannot see because they have dark nails and you can't see they're quick, I recommend putting a flashlight not under the nail like a lot of videos tend to have, but on the side, so that you can really see the way the nail is growing without blinding yourself in the eye, because it does take a little bit of time. If you have someone who can help you, that's a great thing, but I'm just going to show you how I do it by myself, because a lot of times we don't have anyone to help us. I recommend cutting their nails on the ground because they don't like higher up positions, and be really careful of their backs because their spine is easily broken if they try to escape out of the hole that you have them in. And you want to do one quick motion. So just get your clippers and make sure you have your septic nearby. So get your clippers, put them in the pocket of your hoodie, put your phone with the flashlight in your pocket. So when you're on the ground, you're ready to go, clip their nails and make it as quick as possible for your rabbit. So essentially you always want to hold the front of their chest, and then you want to use your other non-dominant hand to swoop them really quickly. So you want to go like this. You want to swoop them like this. Kind of grab them and then flip them over. If you want to, you can wet their paws with water. So now that she's kind of calmed down, make sure their head is above their heart so that it's not too stressful for them. So I like to go in. If you're in a really bright area, you can sometimes see they're quick. And then you can just grab your stuff out of your pocket. So you can kind of see where their quick is if you go like this. And you can put your finger where the quick is, so when you remove it, you know where to clip it. So her nails aren't too long, so I can easily just kind of trim them at an angle. And then I'll go into the next one. I like to use my legs to also support them. You can press down so they have a chance to respond if it hurts them. So that's pretty much all the tips and tricks that I have in terms of grooming your rabbit. If you like this video, please subscribe for more. It was a really hard video to record, but I hope you found it useful.